Fans, it is I, El Cachorro, here with another video. And I hope you brought our dinosaur shoes on because we got more Jurassic World Evolution 2 news. A new feature focus came out, which I'm not quite sure of the cadence how they're doing this because I think last week's was Friday, maybe? Was it Thursday? Maybe. But I just kind of looked at the pictures. I haven't really read over it yet. I know what we're might be talking about, so this could be some cool, exciting news. Let's flip over. And boom, there it is. Don't be faking me out there. Alright, it is about guest building and dinosaur customization. Interesting. So let's get into the story. Welcome back, park managers. We are excited to bring you another Jurassic World Evolution 2 feature focus. Last week we talked about how you can acquire, create, and manage the prehistoric dinosaurs and reptiles in your parks. This week we're taking a look at the ways you can put your personal touch on your parks and your dinosaurs. Let's talk about customization. So first off, we see this is the same screenshot we've seen for a while now. It's one of their first screens, so not a big deal there. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, we're introducing guest building customization. This new feature will let you edit and change your guest buildings on the fly, allowing you to add your own mark to your parks with unique looks and further personalization. Guest buildings are split into two types: amenities and attractions. Amenities come in small, medium, and large sizes, which determines their overall capacity. Customizing these buildings can be done internally and externally. Okay, which serve different purposes. Okay, we'll cover internal modifications first, and then move up to external customization. Okay, I'm interested here. Your guests have different interests, and different people will be attracted to different areas of your park based on their interests. I like that. I like having guest entrances. You can change a guest building's internal modules to better cater to those interests and maximize your profit. Keep in mind that the internal modules aren't visible from the outside and won't change the look of the building itself, but will change what sort of guests the building caters to. From steakhouses for adventurers to bowling alleys for nature lovers, the choice is yours. At least only adventurers like steakhouses? And nature lovers like bowling alleys? Interesting thoughts there. Alright, okay, whatever. So pretty much that's the sound like the theme of what your building is going to be. So that's what it's saying. So customize the buildings, certain, like, whatever the theme is. So it's more of the theme of the building. If it's a bowling alley, it's an arcade. If it's a restaurant, so forth and so forth. From the sounds of it, that's kind of, I guess, what they're going for there. So we kind of had that a little bit in the last game. You had different, but each building was its own thing, and they didn't really cater separately to meet guest wants. So, all right. The outside of your guest buildings can be modified in a variety of ways to add that personal touch. With the click of a button, you can cycle through different looks for the building facade. the roof, and potential roof decorations, entrance style, and location, and different types of outside signage and decorations. By mixing and matching different styles, you can quickly find something that works best for you and your parks. You've already seen a small sample of this in the thumbnail for this very feature focus. Oh, okay, yeah. You can further alter your guest buildings by changing the colorization. Contrasting and complementary colors on the facade will make your buildings truly stand out from their surroundings. You can also change the color of the roofs, the decorations, and even lights if you have them. It's designed to be flexible and offer players a quick and easy way to get a personal touch on your parks. Okay, so we're going with it. Alright, so as we see here in the picture, so these are all three barbecue restaurants with different designs, so different entrances, different building types. That looks like an Applebee's over there. You can put Applebee's in the game, baby. Give me some Applebee's. Not you. Alright, so, I mean, the colors are all the same, so you're not doing much color changing in this scene here. So, obviously, a barbecue restaurant is going to appeal to a certain type of guest. And how that's going to work. So, alright, so you're not going to have modular building like you could in Planet Zoo. Planet Zoo would have the vendor box for different types of drinks and food and stuff, and then you could build everything around it. So what you're going to have a bunch of different selections you can mix and match together. From the sounds of it, sounds like you can mix this roof with this entrance with, there's no little decorations in the front, is there? You guys didn't really throw any decorations on them things, did you? So you can kind of, you're going to have some combinations of stuff you can do to design and then colorization patterns. So, I mean, alright, okay. I mean, they're kind of giving it that. They're not doing, without, obviously I think modular building would be probably tough in this kind of game, even though I'm pretty sure Kano was doing it. Alright, but we'll go with it. Park customization. Guest buildings aren't the only way you will be adding a personal touch to your parks. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, we're expanding your options for decorating and customizing your parks. You will be able to add a variety of decorations to your parks and quickly add in forest, shrubbery, and terrain services with the game's quick and easy tools. Your terrain tools will let you raise, lower, flatten, and smooth the landscape. And one of our goals during development has been to implement more control for landscape shaping and a greater variety of brush sizes. You won't be able to recreate Mount Sibo, but you will have a little more control over the shape and look of the landscape with the terrain tools and surface brushes. Surface brushes let you paint the terrain with sand and rocks to mud and gravel, and once you're happy with the surface terrain, you can start adding in freestanding bushes, rocks, and trees. We see many of you asking if there are decorations coming to Jurassic World. Short answer, yes. Tables and chairs, lights, banners, and planters can all be added to your parks. You won't be able to build elaborate blueprints and designs like in Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster, but we know decorations are important to the community, and you will be able to add a little extra flair to your park. So, right there's like, hey, we're not giving you Planet Zoo stuff here now. You won't be able to go as crazy like Planet Zoo, but we're going to get benches and stuff, and tables and chairs and lights, banners, okay, planters, plants, trees, brushes, rocks. One thing they did not address here, that was definitely a major problem in the last one, is hitboxes. Are these objects, like in the last game, you put down a rock and it would have this area where you couldn't put another rock next to it, or another tree even that's too close to it, because it had this box where you couldn't put anything in. Pain in the ass. So, did they address that feature? Did they address that issue where you And are we going to be able to like stack things like pretty much on top of each other? And that would be key. Like, can we make rock? Can we use rocks to make like, you know, rock formations and stuff like that? And don't know yet. That would be awesome. That's one problem we had. Dinosaur gene editing. We touched briefly on genetic modifications of dinosaurs in our last feature focus, and we'll be remiss not to mention dinosaur cosmetic genes this week. Changing your dinosaur's cosmetic gene will allow you to change their appearance in two different ways: pattern and colorization. You have already seen a few examples of a genetically modification in our screenshots and species field guides. You will be able to select from several different patterns per dinosaur species, and this will determine what markings they have. Once you set the pattern, you can change the color of the pattern and the base color of the dinosaur. Two colors change, okay. Colorization is selected from a set of different color options. And while you won't be able to make a fluorescent pink T-Rex, these are like to tell you what you can't do. You will have a wide variety of dinosaur combinations and patterns of colorizations to choose from. Alright, so this is more detail of what we heard. So we heard there's patterns and colors, and so you could get different mixes. So it sounds like, so you're picking a pattern, and then there will be, no, it doesn't say that there's certain skins for each. So what I'm taking this is, you can pick the base color. You should pick a pattern, pick a base color, pick a pattern color. So that should give like lots of different color options per dinosaur. So I mean, yeah, I can't even fathom how many options they would have. So if you had 6 patterns, 6 base colors, and 6 pattern colors, yeah, you could like tons of options there. So that sounds like that might be even more so than what people were thinking there. We hope you enjoyed this brief look into the different ways you can add a unique touch to your parks, blah blah blah, guest buildings, which parts are most split out, excited, customize, do, and use the next one, sound off in the comments until the next feature focus. Okay, so that's it. So, okay. The color, dinosaur color thing, that's better than what we were kind of leaning towards from the side. If I'm taking it right, it's not like you pick 3 things and you can mix and match 3 different things together: pattern, base color, pattern color. So you get 3 options mixed together. So that's cool. That's very cool. And the placeable scenery items. There we go. That's very much needed. That's nice to have. We didn't have that in the last one. Hopefully, we can see how like to see some of the terrain tool stuff in action. See how adjustable it is. Like I said, hitboxes. Terrain obstruction when you're trying to place buildings was a pain. Is that going to be a lot easier to do? So there's a lot of stuff in the right direction here. Just would like to know if they've addressed some of the issues from the previous one. And I mean, this isn't bad. It's like I said, you don't have the full modular. You can't build your own stuff, which I'm not great at in Planet Zoo either. Anyways, I just usually use people's blueprints. Like I said, at least now it's the. I mean, like I said, they're kind of like used act like it's a new feature of entertainment to your guest needs, when it's pretty much the same game as before. You had the arcade, the bowling alley, the bar, restaurant, fast food. I'm pretty sure there was something else too. There was gift shops and stuff like that, obviously too. There's a gift shop and a bigger gift shop, like a clothing store. That's what I remember. But I thought there was something else besides bowling alley and arcade that I'm not thinking of at the top of my head right now. So obviously you're going to get them, and hopefully we'll get some more extra ones besides those. I mean, like so he says, they mentioned steakhouse, so that's a barbecue restaurant in the picture. So if we get maybe several more different types of stuff would be cool. And the fact that now there's reasons to put that stuff. Before is like you don't need, you just put whatever you want down and it's just gonna up your guest happiness. So this is obviously you're going to focus like something. If you have guests that are adventure seeking, then yeah, you're gonna maybe put the event stuff that appeals to them. I guess as they said, steakhouse in their example. Next to a T-Rex paddock or a raptor paddock. So at least this stuff is actually going to have purpose. It's going to make sense. And like I said, you're giving you enough tweaks where you can kind of randomize it enough to give it its own flair and its own colors and stuff like that. So like I said, it's not full modular. I mean, I think for this game, that's all it really needed. I don't think you needed full modular building in this game for this the way this is. Yeah, no Prehistoric Kingdom's going to have it, but I mean, I think this is enough of a step up that should make fans happy, I believe. But okay, so it's cool stuff. Let's see, we'll go back to the cam for a moment. So other things that I've not covered yet, which I guess we could do, you know, they're not that big, but is these species field guides that they've done so far. They've done 3, so I thought we could view those and talk about those real quick. So let's pop over. These are really short videos, so we'll just tack them on here.
The Triceratops is one of the most recognizable herbivores to ever have existed. It is best known for its trio of facial horns. These adornments are not just for display purposes. The brow horns in particular can inflict considerable damage to any dinosaur that dares to provoke it.
So, returning favorite trike, one of my favorite dinosaurs, so I mean, you can't do it without trike. Cool thing right here is obviously there are air and marine as well, so hopefully we get one of those. Get some cool coloring on the frills, so it looks like, you know, they've added some stuff there to the frill. Some different so very nice. Seen some new motions of it resting. Some of the territorial display functions that they're mentioned there. So that's that one.
A Margasaurus, one of the smaller members of the sauropods, continues to draw amazement thanks to its astonishing spinal spikes. These neural spines have been hypothesized as having many uses, but research is still ongoing.
Alright, so that was our first field species on something that's actually new to the game. What we see in this one, we see them do their showing that you can hatch more than one at a time. So obviously hatched 2 in there. So again, we do see there's some colors. So interesting to know if we find out there's some customization on the fences. Now that was not in the feature focus that you could do that. So it makes you wonder if there's something special about the red fence still. See different color schemes, but they are still using the same pattern. So I'll do a little shake.
The giant Brachiosaurus. Unlike a number of other sauropods, the forelimbs of the Brachiosaurus are notably longer than its hind legs. This causes its back to incline and gives it an appearance that vaguely resembles the giraffe.
So, returning favorite of another returning favorite of the Brachiosaurus. And you see if this is their new behavioral mechanic, because you do have 3 of them moving together here. So, herd mechanics, hopefully. See if they put that in there. Or just maybe lucky random chance, or modded that way because it's the game developers making these videos. Better details, you see that they're definitely stepping up the foliage game. This is the trees there. You get a close up of the tree there, and everything looks beautiful. You know, different colors of leaves and stuff like that. So for the alpine theme, so there's not much more else to talk about when it comes to the Brachiosaurus. There's some Triceratops in this one. So just all these are just quick little intros. So hopefully we get a more either another new dinosaur, maybe. Odds are you'll get Coelophysis probably coming up since we've already debuted him. But we need to see a marine one. Obviously, I see Pterodon and Mosasaurus are probably going to get the first two, since we already know they're in the game. Before they'll see if they reveal anything else. Hold up for a Plesiosaur. I want Nessie. I just want Nessie. Gotta have Nessie. So, but I guess we'll hold it there and see until more new information comes out. Next feature focus, I guess. I'll be going on vacation, so that might be a little late on the next one because it might come out while I'm gone. But see what more new stuff do they have planned for us then. So until next time, Cachorro out.